Good evening, everybody. I really want to appreciate each and every one of us for being alive. I appreciate God for everything. I remain your friend, your brother, MCTV. We happen to rename our broadcasting channel today to MCTV. So you are very much welcomed once again. If this is your very first time of watching my video, you subscribe. You go to this red subscribe button and subscribe, share, comment, and like our videos so that in subsequent time you'll be receiving notifications about our current videos. I also come again in peace this evening, being the early morning hours in the country where I am broadcasting live from. In case this is your very first time, I still repeat, you subscribe, you comment, you share, and you like our videos. Thank you. I want us to specify one or two things tonight, and that is nothing other than this whole idea of self-determination, which so many people would always say, why is it that we keep talking about self-determination? Self-determination, we are all human beings. Every human beings sometime in life would always want to live a separate life. Every living human being, as a man, you will grow up on a very good day and you want to, have your wife, you want to begin to run your own family, you want to disintegrate from the larger family where you were born into having a small family that will comprise you and your wife, and after a while, you, your wife, your children. And remember, by so doing, you now have extended relatives that comprises your in-laws, your brothers, your sisters, your father, your mother, your cousins, uncles, aunts, and their own. So I think for me, that is what I see in self-determination. It is only in Nigeria that so many people will continue talking about self-determination as if it is a crime. I want to tell us, there is no crime in somebody seeking for self-determination. For Nnamdi Kanu to be talking about self-determination, for me, it is 100% okay. If there is nothing like self-determination, we all know very much well that England or the British, which were members, strong members of the EU, at a time they left EU and they are now on their own. No problem. Nobody killed them. Possibly there was this call that they want to be on their own other than, being member of EU. And that does not make them not to be European country per se. At the same time, there is this call that Scotland wants to be a nation of its own from Great Britain. And possibly maybe Ireland and Wales could also follow suit. But let me take Scotland as a case study here. They are the people that wants to stay on their own. And the British did not say other members of the British Council did not accept that. The people that wants to be on their own is Scotland. And they are the people that has the right to say, we want to leave. And they are the people that you will go to ask for them to have referendum to know if the entire population, the number of people that are in support of that referendum or that self-determination, whether they are more than the numbers that are saying no. And that is exactly where I bring in my point. Self-determination is not a crime to humanity. It is not. And we all know very much well that as long as we know, there is no time on earth that countries has not gone for self-determination, because we know very much well we are the Biafran nation in Nigeria is like we are under a colonial master. If after the Civil War, 50 years and on, and we have never produced a leader in the country, that means we are still like a country that is still within the coverage of the colonial masters. And that is just the simple truth. And somebody will come and tell me that self-determination is a crime. It is never a crime to humanity, because we know that it is contained in the United Nations Charter that if any country or a particular people feels that they are not accommodated in a country where they belong to, that they have the right to make a move for self-determination. And that is exactly what has been going on for years now. There was a time after the Civil War when they talked about the 3R. Since then, that was the comment that was made by Gowon, General Gowon. After that, Murtala Mohammed took over, to Obasanjo, to Shagari, to Buhari, to Ibrahim Babangida, to Abacha, to Shoniko, to Abacha, to Abdul Salam, to Obasanjo again, till today. Has there been the implementation of that 3R? No. So, there are so many things. I wouldn't want us to, start going too deep, because most of the times, each time you talk about history, people will say, where you born? It irritates. Like as if one is not supposed to know where his father lived before he came into existence, or even his grandfather lived before he. So history does not die. It is something that is inborn. Once you start growing up, people will start telling you about your father, your grandfather, even when you did not meet them. Even if you meet them, maybe you may not have grown to the level where your senses will tell you everything about them. But with time, people will begin to explain exactly the past life of your family. So with that alone, you can be able to know, okay, this is where I have to make things right, and this is where I have to live this way. So it is natural. I see no reason why somebody will come out and he will say self-determination has become a crime to humanity. No. And there are reasons that could bring in one calling for self-determination. I'll give you points. In Nigeria, there are causes of poverty in Nigeria. And what are these causes? Weakness of governance. The governance in Nigeria has decided to be that weak. They have decided to be that self-centered to themselves, because the leaders we appoint, or that appoints themselves, because I know very much well we do not appoint leaders in Nigeria. They are the people that brings themselves into power, because they will tell you, immediately a political leader emerges, he will tell you that what he wants is what he will do. After all, you did not put me there. He spent his money. So automatically we don't put them. We don't elect them. We don't. According to them, they say democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But I am telling you, in Nigeria, democracy is a government of the people, from the government to the government. The common Nigerian man does not experience what it means to be ruled. Why? Because the basic amenities that the government produces or provides for its citizenry does not come. that basic necessity that should be coming from the government when it comes to the protection of lives and properties, it is not there. The Lekki saga has unveiled everything. We all saw what happened. They killed people and maybe threw them to the sea or wherever and said nobody was killed. But when evidences started coming, they blocked everything. Now they went for a panel and nothing happened. Even till today, till on 14th or 13th, that the second one happened again. All the people, Macaroni, they were all arrested. And even till today, breaking the protocol or the law of COVID-19, stacking people like sardine, and still no problem. That is Nigeria for you. But before I move on, the weakness in governance. Now, in Nigeria, when you talk about the poorest ethnic groups in Nigeria, it is more in the north. First, the first amongst the tribes that are the poorest in Nigeria is the tribe of Kanuri. Kanuri people are the poorest, the number one in Nigeria when it comes to the rankings, followed by the Fulanis. The Kanuris, you can get them in Kaduna State, Adamawa State, Borno State, Kano State, Niger State, Jigawa State, Plateau, Taraba, and Yobe. The Fulanis, you get them in Bauchi State, Borno State, Jigawa State, Kaduna State, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Niger, and Sokoto and Taraba. Now, the third is the Hausa tribe. You see them in Bauchi, Borno, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Niger, Taraba, Sokoto, Zamfara. This is where you get the Hausa tribe. Then you also have the Inchida. The Inchida tribe, you know, this name, it might sound so funny, but they are tribes. Just like, you know, when we say we have the three major tribes in Nigeria, we have the Igbo, the Yoruba, the Hausas. And that brings me to the point where sometimes you see somebody, they say, we are not Igbo. We are not Igbo. You are an Igbo, my friend. My brothers, we are Igbo. There is a difference between Igbo and Igbo. We have IGBO, we have IBO. The Igbos are when we are called together. The Igbos are the Igbo speaking communities or states. Let me bring us to this point. But first of all, before then, let me go have a total round up of the poorest tribes in Nigeria. Then the fourth here is the Kurama. The Kuramas, you have them in Jigawa State, Kano, Niger, and Plateau State. Then the sixth, let me just make a quick survey. The Jukuns, where you have them in Bauchi, Benue, Taraba, and Plateau State. Then you have the Lunguda in Adamawa and Bauchi State. You have the Hing, that is HIG. You see them in Borno and Adamawa State. You have the Angas, or the Angas, as the case may be, as you may call it. You have them in Bauchi, Jigawa, and Plateau State. You also have the Terawa. You see them in Bauchi and Borno State. So these are the poorest tribes in Nigeria, as in the 10 poorest tribes in Nigeria. Then we talk about the causes of poverty. Why are these people poor? Weakness in governance. Weakness in governance ever since the Civil War till today, apart from Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan that has ruled Nigeria from the southern part. It has been people from the north. It has been people from the north. And yet, they have the top 10 poorest tribes in Nigeria. Does it mean that these tribes are not, they are the Fulanis mainly that has ruled this nation all this while? Then why is it that the Fulanis are even on the top of the list? They are second. They are second on the list. And yet, they are the poorest tribe. Why? You should have asked yourself questions. The insensibility of the governance in Nigeria is a very big problem. Weakness in governance. Has Nigeria fought war? As to say, all this while they were fighting war. Maybe we are Sudan, or we are Iraq or Iran or stuff like that, or even Yemen or Syria. Now, the second point is unemployment. Unemployment has ravaged this country. The youth, the power, the driving force of the working population of a country is the youth. But do you know that in Nigeria, the youth are not working? We are not working. The youth are not working. That is why the youth of Nigeria is scattered almost every part of the world in search of greener pasture. When we talk about being in search of greener pasture, is it not for work? They are all working abroad. That is why they are moving out, which means if there was employment in Nigeria, we will all be at home. We'll be working. Most of our brothers that have seen works where they are paid 30,000, they